here we are, lost in Sweden, and always facing the threat to the east. The Reds are coming, but maybe something else is coming. So this is Generation Zero. It's been out for a few days. I wanted to take my time because it was one of the games that looked interesting, and I wanted to sort of take my time to go through the quest, do a couple of things here and there, explore the map, explore all the weapons and things like that, see what the game has to offer, and then I can give you my 2 cents of what the game is all about and if something that you should be looking to buy, or maybe just waiting for it to get a few patches and updates and then jumping on it when you've got a sale going on Steam. So as it stands so far, it's you versus the machines. You got off the boat, you're on a holiday with a couple of your friends, you're a teenager, and this is the 1980s Sweden. Now, the reason it looks like that is because it's meant to look like the 1980s. They could have done, obviously, a lot better in the graphics department to make it look smoother and much prettier, but I'm guessing the whole point of this is to make it look like the 1980s in Sweden. And it's got to say, it's definitely doing a good job of what it is. I mean, it's not going to be the next sort of Battlefield, Battlefront, amazing graphics or anything like that. It's still a good, clean, fun game. Now, the story so far as I can gather, is that there was some sort of invasions and the machines came. Now, there is reports from the army, there are missions, there are a couple of things that you'll need to do in the game, and they'll point you into right directions, resistance, hunters, all that sort of stuff. They've done something, and I'll not sort of want to spoil the story for you, but eventually you'll find out sort of what's going on, and you keep on going. And your whole point is to go around and find out where's everybody at, what's happened, where did everybody go, because you're not going to come across anybody alive in the game yet. I have not found anybody. I found some weird stuff, but not quite a person to help me out. Now, you can play this with a couple of friends. I think it's 4 friends altogether. So anybody can join you, or you can play with randoms if you'd like to. There is no PvP as of such. So it's all going to be you versus the machines. It comes down to you exploring the map. It comes down to looting a lot. It comes down to taking your time when facing the machines and setting things up. You've got radios, you've got boom boxes, you've got arrays, you've got a whole different things where it can attract attention. A lot of the times these guys will be attracted to noise and also sight, but if you crouch a lot of the times, you will find that they'll not see you as often as you do if you're just sort of running around. So I'm guessing stealth is a big part of the game, and they're trying to make you sort of play it more so you can get more for your money. Now, the game is available on Steam for about 30 euros, I think, 35 bucks or something like that. And then once you get into that, then you probably will get about sort of 40, 50 hours out of this as it is now. You probably will get more, and I don't know what this is. This is, I'm thinking 1980s. Is this Marty McFly's DeLorean or something? It looks like some sort of hovering space machine, but it's pretty cool. And if you press the little button here, I was really hoping that you can drive this. I was really hoping that you can get in and you'd be teleported somewhere, but nevertheless, it's a flying car, dude. That is cool. You can't say that's not cool. Just some random stuff that you find in the Swedish barn. It's a flying car. Or hovering car, anyway. I'm really hoping I could fly that, but nope. So there is a lot of looting involved. There is no crafting as you'd know it from most of the other sort of survival games that you know of. You can, however, find a lot of things. There's lockpicking, there's skills, there's missions that you'll do through the world. And there is a lot of sort of setting things up. So whenever you see enemies, make sure that they'll walk in that path. You can look at them. You can sort of have thermal vision, night vision. You can have all sorts of different kind of things that the machines have, and they'll drop once you kill them. You have quite a few different sort of machines, from those robo dogs or whatever they are, to hunters, to bigger machines. There's always a bigger fish as the story goes. So as long as you do everything right and you make sure that they walk in that path and you do it nice and smooth, then you should be fine. Although if you go inside of a building, they can't follow you in, so you can just take your time and shoot them from inside a building. Although I think it's going to be a lot more fun doing it the classic way of setting something up. You know, wait for him to go that way, or wait for him to get lured, or try and lure him into something like I'm doing right now. So I got a couple of mines down. There's a couple of hunters and a few robo dogs, and there we go. Success. Now, there's not going to be a million of these things around. They are plentiful, and you will find lots of them around, so you can sort of set it up. Every village, every town will have 50 to 100 different places where you can loot, and you're not going to be running out of loot anytime soon. There's going to be plenty of it. Now, not every single loot box that you find throughout the world is going to have everything you need. Obviously, you need to do some looting in order for you to find gas canisters and pressurized things and lures and arrays and boomboxes and radios, where you can try and lure the enemy or watch where the enemy patrols, and you can put something in front of him and then just will sort of blow him up if need be. You're not going to run out of loot soon, but inventory management is a thing, and you can only carry sort of one of each in each slot. It sort of feels a little bit weird when it comes to stacking things. I think that's probably going to be one of the first things that they're going to fix in a patch. But overall, it's definitely a $30 game. It doesn't bring sort of everything brand new to the table. Yes, it's a little bit different than your sort of average zombie survival or whatever you're going to have, infected dogs or whatever. But all in all, it just feels like the missions feel really unrewarding. It's just one of those things that you don't really need to do, but you can do if you want to. They give you a little bit of XP and they kind of send you in places where you'll find a little bit more loot, but you can find that on your way exploring anyway. The enemies feel a little bit like a mob, like just swarm you from time to time. Even though you're sort of nice and quiet, you've taken one or two of them down, and then all of a sudden there's 25 of them coming at you. So they kind of need to address that a little bit. As for, like I said, graphics, things like that, you're not going to see the sort of best looking game or anything like that. It's still a $30 game from a small developer. While you do have day and night cycles, you have snowstorms, you have fog, you have sunny days, you have all sorts of different weather conditions. The idea is here. It just needs a lot of work, and it needs to be sort of rewarding, and it needs to be more that happens in the world. You can customize your character. You'll be able to find all sorts of cosmetics through the world from your head to your toes, so you'll be able to have a red mullet if that's the way you want to go. And there is plenty of stuff for you to loot. Like I said, loot needs to be a little bit better. The UI needs kind of an overhaul. There needs to be something else going on in the world. It's a huge sort of open place. There's no vehicles, there's no nothing. I mean, you're going to be traveling a lot on foot, and it just needs to happen something. Maybe put in some sort of animals, and animals will be engaged by the machines, because technically that's something else than a machine, so they should be engaging them. You know, something to make it just a little bit more interesting along the way. You should have some sort of random events that happen in the world. It'd be kind of cool if something would happen in the world, rather than just, okay, I need to travel from A to B. There's not really much going on. Maybe there's a mob here and there, but usually you don't really see that many of them sort of throughout the woods. While you do have a variety of weapons to choose from submachine guns to shotguns to different sort of qualities and sniper rifles, and this is one of the rarest things that you'll find in the game, is the 50 cal. They don't really feel that rewarding, so that's what's needed, hopefully, soon in the game. Hopefully soon they'll put that into the game. So, that's it for me for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed the game and you're probably thinking, I'm not really too sure about it, well, fear not, I got you covered. I'll be giving away a copy of the game. I'll just drop me a comment, something about the game if you liked, something that you didn't like about the game, and I'll just pick somebody up in a day or two from the comments. Hopefully enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next one.